everyone, and welcome back to the Chromatic Knits podcast. My name is Michelle, and this is my place on the internet where I talk about all of my yarny adventures. You can find me on Instagram as chromatic_knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Chromatic Knits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I have gotten a few new subscribers recently, so thank you so much and welcome. We're getting very close to 100, which I'm very excited about. And some other exciting things going on. I published my first pattern yesterday. So my piano mittens that I've been working on for a long time now are finally up on Ravelry and available for sale. So if you're at all interested, please check that out. Just search piano mittens and it's one of the first hits that comes up. You can also search under my name, Michelle Nudie, or you can search under Chromatic Knits. So either way, they will be listed there. So please check that out. I appreciate all of your support. And what else? Today, what I'd like to talk about first, before I get into all the knitting and all of that, is I want to look back at what I knit in 2023. So just looking back at all the projects and how many things I made and all of that. I didn't keep track of like the grams and the yardage and stuff after a while. It's just because it didn't matter at that point because I wasn't going to meet my goals. So I just kind of let that go by the wayside. But I have the number of projects I worked on and completed in 2023. So I just want to go through that very quickly. My book got moved around because Aria came up here. I was sitting next to me. Let's see. The 2024 FO Recap Official. So I knit 33 dishcloths. Not surprising because half of what I brought all the time was dishcloth. So, but I made 3 blankets. One of them was that ginormous melting marl blanket, which was almost like 2 blankets. So it's kind of like 4 blankets, but we'll just say it's 3. I knit 1 hat. That was a last minute Christmas gift. I made a garment. I finished the Kala tee. And I knit 15 of those Advent mittens from, for my Advent calendar. I knit 1 pair of adult mittens, so I knit my piano mittens. Last year, I finished the Pure Joy shawl, which is by Locatelli. I finished a cowl, which is the Litmus cowl by Jude Harper. And I finished a towel. So altogether, that's 57 items, which I think is pretty good, considering that at least that 3 of them were ginormous blankets and 1 of them was a garment for my size. So, and it was fingering weight. Why did I do that to myself? I do not know, but it fits perfectly. So we're just gonna accept the win. So do I have any goals to knit more this year? No. And the reason is because I think that it's important to kind of look back and see how many things you've made and just kind of like think about like roll that number around in your head. I think that that's important to kind of be like, yeah, I really did do something last year. I really accomplished something. But I think that, you know, like, what's that scene? Like that scene in Harry Potter where Dudley Dursley's like, it's like talking about his birthday presents. And he's like, how many are there? And they're like, 36. He's like, but last year there were 37. Like, I'm not going to freak out if there's less next year than this year. Like, you can't compare the years because different things happen during the year that prevent you from knitting or that don't inspire you, or sometimes you just lose your mojo. So every year is a little bit different, so we can't really compare. And, you know, I'm not going to set a finish object goal for a number of reasons. One of them is that I can't even convince myself to finish a project. Like, if I finish it, it is like some form of magic that has happened. Because, or I just was like, finally just had this spurt of energy and was like, I'm gonna finish that. If you hear jingling, that is my cat and my dog there playing in the background and being crazy and running zoomies and things. So just in case you hear that, that is them. They are fine. They're just having fun and being siblings. But yeah, I think it's really important not to, you know, quantify or at least like compare yourself from year to year, because like some of your projects are going to be bigger and smaller than the year before. Like I'm probably not going to knit 33 dishcloths again this year. Like that's probably not going to happen. First of all, because what would I do with them? And second of all, what would I do with them? What do you do with 30 dishcloths? Like I gave them all away to my family, but if I keep giving them dishcloths, they're going to be like, what else you got? Like, we already got some of these. Like, this is already happened. Because it's not like they're gonna wear out in a year. Unless you're like one of those like cleaning YouTube people, you know what I'm talking about? They're like the people that like go to those houses that like they have to use a scraper to get all the grime off surfaces, and they have to like scrub the crap out of everything. Like, unless you're doing that, you're probably not gonna need a new set next year. That's just me. So yeah. So who knows what I will finish this year? Because honestly, I don't know. In my ADHD, like I don't even know what I'm gonna be working on like tomorrow, let alone the rest of the year. So we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna see what happens. And if we make a bunch of stuff and we finish it, great. If we don't, great. Like, we need to not stress about our knitting. Our knitting is supposed to be fun and enjoyable and something to manage our stress, not something to stress us out. So, yeah. So, just something to put out there. Okay, so, first thing I did. So one of my goals for this year, I'm not sure if I said it last week or not, was that I have this shawl called the Rosy Bloom shawl. It's a pattern by Stephen West. I'll try to put a picture up here. And it is beautiful. But, okay, I started it during the pandemic, and I know that I messed it up, and so I altered it somehow to make the pattern work again. And I can't remember what that was because I haven't worked on it since 2020 and it's now 2024 and I can't even remember what I had for lunch today. So who knows? So finally, after 4 years, I frogged it like last weekend. It's a miracle. So will I knit that project again? Not sure. Maybe. But for now, the yarn is just back in stash because I'm just not feeling that right now. I'm just not. And maybe one day I'll come back to it, but maybe I'll just make that yarn into something else. Who knows? But that went to the frog pond. So one thing down, one less whip. It's very exciting. Talking about one less whip, I finished something. I finished my second vanilla sock. So I have knit my pair of socks for this month, which was one of my goals, to knit a pair of socks each month. I've knit, now I have two. Ta-da! And this again is in Chromatic Yarns in the Agatha colorway in her oh my gosh, why am I having a brain fart moment? In her tweedy sock. I couldn't think of the word tweed for my life just then. You ever have those moments? Welcome to the middle of your life. But yeah, so this is Tweedy sock base. I love Chromatic Yarn. She's one of my favorite self-striping dyers. Would highly recommend. It's super soft and super nice to work with, and again, would highly recommend. But yeah, this is just the vanilla sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. The only thing that I did was I made it a shorty because I don't really like high socks. They're just not my jam, and I don't live in Canada. I live in Arkansas, so I don't really need them to be very high. So I just did 3 inches of ribbing, and then I just made the sock. So that is what I did. But these are done. So 1 finished sock and my first pair of socks for myself, which is nice because all the ones I've made up till now have been for other people. So hooray, 1 FO. That is the only FO that I have for this week. The other things that I have been working on, let's see here. One of the major things is my Raglan sweater. So, okay, here's the thing about this sweater. For those of you who were here last time, you know that this is not the first time that I am knitting this sweater. This is the second time that I am knitting this sweater. This is roughly based on the basic Raglan pattern by Locatelli. I did the neck, and then I'm just doing like a basic Raglan, and then I'm just gonna split for sleeves when the spirit moves me to. When it covers my shoulder, and then I will split for sleeves, which is going to be very soon, if not already. I haven't measured it since I had knit night yesterday. So I got a little bit of work on this done yesterday. So I'm going to have a look at that. And then, yeah. So this is coming along, starting to look kind of like a garment, sort of. But yeah. So this is coming along. This is what I have knit since the last time. I love Progress Keepers. For those of you who don't know, Progress Keepers are my jam. So I was there last time. I have knit all the way from there, so a couple inches for sure. And this is a sweater. Love it. From Simply Serving that I got a couple years ago. If you haven't heard my rants about Progress Keepers, I love Progress Keepers because they help you feel like you've accomplished something, even when you're doing something as vanilla as this, or a sock, or whatever, or my next project, which you'll see in a minute. So, yeah. So this is coming along. Again, this is, the British wool. This is some straight British wool. So, yeah. So we're going to put that back in here. All right. And then, because I frogged something, I was like, I think I'm just going to like stash bust and make a blanket for my cousin. My cousin had a baby like a year ago, and I haven't made her a blanket yet, a baby blanket. So I am making a corner to corner blanket. I'm pretty far on it. I'm almost halfway done. I'm going to make it 38 by 38 inches. And I'm literally just doing Grandma's favorite dishcloth, but bigger. I'm making Grandma's favorite dishcloth / blanket. And I know I have a Progress Keeper there. That's just where I was the other day. But I started this thing and have done this whole thing since the last time I saw you. So, and ignore the yellow. The yellow was a mistake. So I didn't have any yellow yarn. And I found this Dishy yarn from Knit Picks in my stash, which is a cotton yarn. But it's like, it's not super soft. And I was like, nah. Because like you can like scrub with this material. So luckily my friend Cindy, if she's watching, hi Cindy, is saving the day. And she has a yellow skein in her stash that she is willing to part with and save the day. So that will be getting added to this as soon as I get the yarn and can wind it up. So hopefully that will happen in the next couple days or so. But yeah, it's coming along. Like I said, I'm about halfway done. And then we're just going to decrease until we run out of stitches. It's going to be great. Nice and easy, just plain garter stitch, perfect for work meetings. Just sitting around watching TV. doing all those good things. And I literally am just stash busting. So this is all just yarn that I've had. I'm making it like a sort of rainbowish situation. Just using the yarn that I have laying around. So those are all of my FOs and whips and all of my knitting for this week. We talked about all of my knitting last year. Again, my piano mittens pattern is now available on Ravelry, which is very exciting. If you're interested in that, go check that out. And other than that, we're just going to talk about some life stuff, and then that's going to be it for today. So as far as life stuff goes, this week has been a lot calmer since the last time I saw you. We haven't had any flooding, knock on wood. We have had some rain, so we've been like hardcore taking the rakes and like raking leaves away from the house so that the water can flow down to the drains the way it's supposed to. But yeah, so we've been kind of paranoid about the rain since the flooding incident of 2024. And what else do we do this week? Oh my gosh. Our partner is gone for a couple days, but she's back, which is fantastic and exciting. She went and played in a poker tournament, actually. So that's kind of a big deal. And I could never play poker because I have zero poker face. Like, I will tell you straight to your face, like, I'll be like, I'm gonna win. Or I will tell you, like, I have no idea what I even have. Like, I don't know if I win or if you win. Like, you could tell me that you win, and I'd be like, you right? I'd 100% believe you, even though I honestly have no idea how to do any of that. And her friends are like, you should bring your girlfriend along. And I'm like, do you understand how fast I would be out? Like be like 2 hands. Be like, okay, bye. Like, I tried playing like a 3-cent tournament once online, and I was literally out in like 5 minutes or less. So, meh. You win some, you lose some. It was worth 3 cents just to give it a shot. Oh, sorry that jiggled. Aria stepped on the stand. Hi, Beep Beep. We call Aria Beep Beep because when she's always in the way, like especially in the kitchen, she always wants to be up in your business of what you're doing. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm talking about you. And whenever she's in the way, we say beep beep. So now we just call her Beep Beep. We call her Beep Beep. Are you going to come up here so they can see you? Come on. Come on. Are you going to come over here? Come on. No? You're going to stay there and be hateful? Come on. Come on, Beep. There you go. There you go. Good girl. She's just staring at me like, really? Really, Mama? She's like, who are you even talking to? I don't understand. Yeah. So, anyway. I love you, Muggle. But anyway, that is why we call her Beep Beep. Because we're always yelling Beep Beep at her. Because she has one speed, and that is Mosey. Other than that, we've started a new knitting group in the area, which is really exciting. If you are in the Jonesboro area, hit it up. It's at Coffee Gallery. On Monday nights from 4:30 to 7:30. And then Unraveled, my local yarn shop, has a stitching day, is what they call it, from 3 to 7 every other Saturday. And then this Wednesday, Natalie from Nitty Natty is going to be up at Unraveled they're going to have like a special knit night up there. I'm not going to be able to be there because it's like 6 to 8 and it takes me about an hour or an hour and a half in traffic. So by the time I get there, it'll be over. So I'm like, it's fine. I just knitted with them on Saturday, so it's fine. But yeah. So that's all I've got going on here. Starting to look at some yarn shows to go to, take some classes, those types of things. Just be aware that those things are starting to get posted around in your area. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, now's the time to start looking for those things to be posted. Sometimes they'll do a preview like months in advance of what they look like. So yeah, you can check that out. And then pretty soon it's going to be Advent season too, where they're going to start posting Advents for sale. Oh my gosh. Also, one more exciting thing before I go. I'm so excited that Bumblebee Acres and a Homespun House have Harry Potter yarn again. So excited. I'm definitely going to be buying all of the yarn. I've already bought the Bumblebee Acres one for January. And then I'm definitely going to buy the Homespun House one on Friday when I get paid. Is 100% happening. And we're going to be doing that every month because I love Harry Potter. It is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. And I love knitting. And when they come together, it's magic. Literally and figuratively. So, hi, bud. Nugget has graced us with his present. Oh, I tried to pick him up and he was like, no, we're not doing that today. Anyway, well, that is all I have for today. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope that your knitting goes well and that everything it goes well for you over the next 2 weeks. I will see you back here, and happy knitting, everybody. Bye.